Everyone in the naval mess hall laughed when she walked in. Everyone except her. And by the time the laughter died down, the most powerful man in the room was on his knees, whispering her name in disbelief. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The afternoon sun poured through the tall windows of the Pearl Harbor Officers Club, glinting off rows of medals and brass nameplates. The air smelled of salt and coffee, filled with the casual banter of men who had seen too much but joked as if nothing ever touched them. And then she walked in, the woman in the crisp navy uniform, boots polished so clean they mirrored the light. No one knew her face. No one recognized the rank bars on her shoulders, because none of them had ever seen that combination before. At the center table sat Admiral Robert Hale, a legend among SEALs. He'd led missions that most of the world would never know existed. Tough, broad-shouldered, the kind of man whose silence could stop a room. When he looked up and smirked at the stranger, the others followed his lead. "Well now," he said with a chuckle, swirling his coffee. "You lost, Lieutenant? This is senior officers only." The room rippled with laughter. But the woman didn't flinch. She simply stepped closer, her boots echoing across the tile, until the sound filled the silence he'd left behind. "Actually, Admiral," she said softly, "I outrank you." A few heads turned. A few brows furrowed. Hale leaned back, amused. "That's so? And what exactly is your rank?" Her eyes didn't blink. Her tone didn't waver. "Fleet Commander," she said. And that was when the Admiral's coffee cup froze halfway to his lips. The room fell silent. The only sound was the hum of the air conditioner and the distant waves outside, because there was only one fleet commander in the Pacific Fleet, and she was supposed to be a ghost. Her name was Commander Lyra Bennett, the first woman to ever lead a multinational naval task force in combat. But 5 years ago, she vanished after a classified mission gone wrong. Everyone had believed she was dead, her ship lost, her crew scattered. Until now. Hale pushed his chair back slowly, the color draining from his face. "No," he murmured. "That's impossible." Lyra's eyes were cold but alive with a kind of grief he instantly recognized, the kind only soldiers carried. "You left us," she said. "You called off the extraction." The words hit like artillery. The men around the table exchanged uneasy looks. They'd heard rumors about Operation Blackcurrant, a mission buried under layers of secrecy. Some said a fleet was abandoned off the Indian coast. Others said it was sabotaged. At Hale's hand trembled. He stood, voice cracking. "Lyra, I thought you were gone." For a long moment, no one moved. The ghosts of the past seemed to fill the room. The screams, the sirens, the radio that had gone silent that night. And then Lyra spoke again, her voice quieter this time. "I was, until I decided not to stay that way." A ripple of murmurs spread. One officer whispered, "She's alive?" The whole crew. Lyra turned toward him. Half of them, the others, didn't make it. Her words weren't bitter. They were something deeper, a controlled sorrow, forged by fire and duty. Hale's eyes glistened. "You have no idea what that night cost me," he said, his voice hoarse. She met his gaze. "I do, Admiral, because it cost me everything." Outside, the sky darkened as storm clouds gathered over the harbor. It felt like the sea itself was listening. Lyra placed a folder on the table. Inside were classified orders, the seal of the Pacific Command still damp from fresh ink. She'd been reinstated and promoted. The message was clear. She wasn't here for revenge. She was here for justice. "Command has reopened Blackcurrant," she said. "They want the truth this time." The air in the room thickened. No one breathed. "You mean," one officer began. "Yes," she interrupted. "We're going back." The next weeks blurred into mission prep. Words spread through the base like wildfire. The ghost commander had returned. Sailors who'd never met her stood straighter when she passed. Even the old veterans saluted with quiet respect, but the admiral avoided her. Guilt hung around him like fog. He'd made the call years ago, the one that left her team behind. It had saved hundreds, but it had killed dozens. And now, that decision was about to rise from the depths. When the operation began, the fleet moved at dawn, destroyers slicing through calm water, aircraft thrumming above. Lyra stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the horizon. Hale stood beside her, older now, humbled. "Why did you come back?" he asked. She didn't answer at first. The radio crackled, static whispering like ghosts. Because I can't move forward, she finally said, until I go back. He nodded slowly. Then let's finish what we started. The storm hit without warning. Waves crashed over the decks, and the sea turned black. A distress signal pierced the air. A nearby ship had lost power. Lyra didn't hesitate. Launch rescue boats. Now, her voice cut through chaos like lightning. The crew sprang into motion. Hale watched as she took command, every word crisp and decisive. For a moment, he saw the woman she had always been. Fearless, unbreakable, born for the SEAS. The boats launched. The storm roared louder. Hale turned, trying to stabilize himself, and then it happened. A massive wave struck the hull. He slipped, collapsing to his knees. Lyra caught him by the arm. Their eyes met. His voice was barely a whisper. I'm sorry. She tightened her grip. Don't be. Just hold on. Hours later, when the sea finally calmed, the rescued crew stood soaked but alive on deck. Lyra scanned the horizon, breathing heavily, the rain washing salt and tears from her face. Hale approached her, pale but steady. He saluted. Fleet Commander Bennett, he said formally. Permission to serve under your command. For the first time in years, she smiled. A small, tired, human smile. Permission granted, Admiral. The men and women around them cheered, not out of protocol, but out of respect, because they knew what they were witnessing wasn't just a mission's end. It was redemption. Weeks later, back on shore, the headlines told the story differently. Hero Admiral and Ghost Commander saved dozens at sea. But those who were there knew the truth. It wasn't about saving others. It was about saving themselves. Lyra stood on the dock one last time, staring at the sunset over the Pacific. She could hear laughter from the mess hall behind her, the same one where this all began. Hale walked up quietly. You could have destroyed me that day, he said. I didn't come back for revenge, she replied. I came back for peace. He nodded, tears gathering in his eyes. And did you find it? She looked at the horizon, the golden light rippling across the waves. Maybe not yet, she said softly, but I know where to look. Because strength isn't about commanding others. It's about facing what once broke you. And sometimes, the ghosts we chase are just waiting to salute us home. If this story moved you, share it with someone who believes in second chances. Tell me in the comments what you would have done in Lyra's place. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that prove courage never dies.